What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Black Panther issues number 8 and 9. This is the big finale, the final battle for all Wakanda. In this issue, we will find out who is the victor, who is the loser, what this means for all of Wakanda, and what comes after for T'Challa. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure you like these videos, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up just before the battle, with T'Challa trying to figure out how they really got to this point, how they are on the brink of civil war. And while he does take his own guilt, he takes his responsibility for being a part of this civil war. There is obviously much more to all of this, but they don't have the time to really dive in to the politics to figure out why they have gotten themselves into a civil war. Because the time has come. The battle is about to begin, with Shuri on the inside, getting ready to drop all the shields. All the teams are in position. As he wishes his sister luck, she opens up the gateway, opening up the shield. T'Challa, Storm, and all the others, they charge into battle. This is when Shuri tosses in all of the others. They jump into battle to make it look like that T'Challa is throwing all of his forces right here, right now. As they sit here and they battle away, we see Storm come in. Using a spear, she uses this as a lightning rod, shooting lightning out from the spear. She is taking out multiple forces at one time, as Achille watches from the headquarters. Many of the soldiers are in disbelief. They are going against Black Panther. This is when Achille learns that they have forces that are flanking them. They believe that Black Panther had devoted all of his forces to the front line. The truth is, Shuri and some of the others are making their way to the flank, trying to take them by surprise. And so Achilles' forces, they begin to dig in, securing the perimeter and ensuring that Black Panther and his forces do not get an inch of ground. Each one of our heroes getting an opportunity to truly be highlighted in this battle. And while it does look like Black Panther and his forces, they have the upper hand, T'Challa wants to bring this battle to an end quickly and swiftly. And so he's going to play with the ego of Achille, hacking into their comms. He lets Achille know that you can stop hiding inside of your bunker. You are surrounded by your own men. Do you truly need all of them to keep you safe? Will you not come out and face me man to man on the battlefield? And while he definitely understands that he is being baited out into the front line, his ego, his honor, they will not allow him to stay bunkered down, meeting in the open field. It doesn't take long for this battle to get underway. 1-on-1, victor takes all. Each of them dealing some heavy blows. The truth of the matter, Black Panther will always have the upper hand. Achille may be a skilled fighter. He may be one of the best that Wakanda has. But in comparison to T'Challa, he will always lose this fight. Taking a sword, T'Challa lets him know that he should die, right here, right now. That he is a traitor to his people, to Wakanda, and to his king. Achille grabbing hold of that sword, taking it from his hand. He goes to show Black Panther how much of a true warrior he actually is. Taking that sword and driving it into his own chest, saying that a true warrior falls on his own sword when defeated. And today, he falls on his own sword for his king. Just like that, Achille is dead. Storm now asking, what happens now? And what happens now is the secret police, they get disbanded. No more royal armies. They will be protected by citizen soldiers. Everyone taking off. They leave both T'Challa and Achille here because none of them were actually ever fighting for T'Challa. They were fighting for Wakanda. Now that the battle is over, they have no need or want for either of them. Even Storm goes to take off, saying that being alone, this is something that you have done to yourself. And that will be the end of this issue, which will bring us into issue number 9. Issue number 9 introducing us to a brand new story arc and a brand new supervillain known as the Colonialist. This story arc called Range Wars. We are picking up at Avengers Mountain. We have Captain America and Black Panther sitting down having a conversation. And right now, T'Challa, he's a little bit lost in the world. He doesn't really know which direction he wants to go. Not really feeling welcome in Wakanda right now. He is keeping his distance while they try to figure out their new form of government, which means he has tons of free time and he wants to come back to the Avengers. Now, Cap is a little bit worried that Black Panther, he may not be up to leading, because that's exactly what Captain America needs right now. He needs leaders. He needs people that are going to step up and do the job day in and day out. And while Black Panther has Captain America's faith, he is concerned about him. All of them having the capacity to allow emotions to cloud their judgment. But Captain America would like to know where Black Panther has been over the last couple of months. He has been super busy, but he has been super secretive. And even now, he is unwilling to let Captain America know what has been transpiring, fearing that if he did tell the Avengers that he has had sleeper agents all across the globe, they would immediately kick him out. They simply wouldn't understand why he did this. But this is when they are interrupted by Thor. Thor letting it be known that there is something weird happening outside. Something that is almost unexplainable, that they have to see it with their own eyes. This is where we also see Captain Marvel coming in asking them if they have seen the weird stuff going on outside. Heading outside to investigate what is going on. What we see is a man riding a giant elephant, and he's got tons of people along with him. And from the moment that this guy starts talking, the one known as the Colonialist, right off the bat, they're writing this guy just absolutely horrifically. From calling them Aryan King to Negro Feline. He does apologize for all of the creatures that we saw back in Black Panther issue number 1. The Avengers had to fight these guys off. Doctor Strange had opened up a portal because they seemed to be unkillable. Opening up this portal, he sent them somewhere else, and it was kind of like a brushing it under the rug kind of thing. Out of sight, out of mind. But now, it is making its way full circle. He is letting us know that those creatures, they were more like cattle. And while they serve many purposes, they both kill and destroy. He had let them loose on Earth so that they could graze. Not knowing that he would need permission, he has come now formally asking if it is okay that they feed on all the people. Now obviously, our Avengers, they're not down for this. They tell him that him, his beast, his colonialism, they can all take a hike. With him apologizing, he disappears, teleporting out of here, maybe being a interdimensional being. We don't really know the full extent of his powers and abilities, but our Avengers know that this is not the last that they have seen of him. This is when they go inside and they begin doing the work, trying to find any energy signature, trying to see if they pop up anywhere on or around Earth. Their biggest concern, if this guy releases his horde of quote-unquote cattle, they weren't able to kill them last time, and Doctor Strange, he is now dead. This is when T'Challa chimes in, saying that Doctor Strange is in fact the answer. They could go to Clea, but the wearables that T'Challa has given them, the housing is vibranium, which means it should have recorded the waveforms that Doctor Strange had used. If they can replicate this, then they have another way of getting rid of these guys without Doctor Strange. Now normally, these wearables wouldn't record what the Avengers are doing, but vibranium, it is very sensitive to waveforms. So they could potentially reform these waves and be able to open up a portal to get rid of these guys yet again. This is when Captain Marvel gets an alert. The energy signature for the Colonialist. He is in Texas. a town called My Large Intestine. While T'Challa figures out how to recreate this waveform, Captain America, Thor, and Captain Marvel, they head off to face the Colonialists. Arriving on site, this looks like a story straight out of a freaking western. Almost a plantation-like piece of property. Him sitting on a throne in front of his house. Captain America lets him know that we told you, you aren't welcome here. The Colonialists letting him know that you caught me in a lie. The truth is, this planet is so ripe with grazing that I had to let my beasts out. I had to let them go feast on whatever it is that they would like. As he rings the dinner bell, we see all the cattle, these creatures, start charging at the Avengers. As Thor comes to bring down the lightning, goes to hit it off the shield of Captain America and reflect it at all of these monsters, something hits his shield, even saying that something damaged his shield. That, of course, is the Colonial Volunteer Auxiliary Reserve Expedition Fighting Force, also known as the 4th Battalion. All of these men come charging in at our Avengers. This is when all hell breaks loose. At this point, T'Challa has already figured out the waveform, hightailing it off to their location. He is moving as quickly as he can, but this is when Captain America tells him that the horde of cattle, they are making their way to the populace. They're making their way to the nearest city, that T'Challa has to stop them, has to bring them down before they make it there. Getting eyes on them, he jumps out of the aircraft, having the device in his hand that would open up a portal and send all of them away. Before he is able to throw it into operation, something hits him, knocks him for a freaking loop, and this is where we see an old-timey man riding a giant buffalo going by the name of Buffalo Soldier, telling Black Panther, this is as far as you go. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright, so it's time for some real tough love here. I have been a huge advocate for the John Ridley Black Panther series. I really did enjoy the first story arc, even though I believe that it took way too long to tell that story. As we jump into this second arc, I'm not gonna lie, I am more than likely going to drop Black Panther. This was just too much. I honestly don't care what the writer is trying to tell us, what he is trying to explain. The Colonialist is a horrible supervillain. You had the opportunity to create any supervillain that you would like, and this is the character you create. It's too cartoony. It is too ridiculous, and we get it. Colonialism is bad, blah, 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 so on and so forth. It's just too much for me. I'm not a fan of it. The writing style of the villain is just absolutely ridiculous. You know, the Colonialist, he starts off by saying hello to all of you virtue signaling individuals. But this is literally what John Ridley is doing. This is virtue signaling at its fullest. And instead of taking the opportunity to write a super awesome supervillain, someone that would be absolutely amazing, you made this. Now, I do like the premise of his powers, his abilities. I like the idea of him having a giant horde of monsters that are essentially unkillable to the Avengers. These are all absolutely phenomenal things. Even the Buffalo Soldier is a really cool idea, but the way they are written, the way that they are using them, it really just, you know, I don't like to say agenda and things of that nature, but it really feels like you're pushing your agenda. And it's disappointing because this really has been a fun run so far. You know, I may give it 1 or 2 more issues. Give it the opportunity to get out of the ridiculousness of this character and really find out where this is going. But so far, with this first story of the brand new arc, I am not at all happy about what they are doing. I'm not interested in this story whatsoever. It really seems more like Black Panther is no longer in Wakanda, so you don't know what to do with him. You don't know where to put him. You don't want to put him back in his space empire. You don't want to throw him back into Wakanda, so you try to force him back into the Avengers. And then you introduce the Colonialist. It's really hard for me to find the good in this. I hope the Buffalo Soldier ends up being an absolutely phenomenal character. I'm hoping that maybe Black Panther can reach him, man to man, black man to black man, and say, what the heck are you doing serving under this, interdimensional, fifth dimensional, whatever it may be? Why are you serving this individual? That may be one of the only redeeming qualities to come out of this issue, if that is the case, if that actually happens. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything that is happening with Black Panther, be sure to check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges, all the way to me sending you free comics every single month. Not only are there huge perks for you, but it hugely benefits the channel. So please consider joining channel membership. Now, if you can't do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.